Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new Paint and Talk, and this time I want to talk about something that I think is very important when you are starting or you want to introduce new people into the war games, or especially if they are kids or these people that is not 100% interested. So one of the most important things I'm learning and is to adapt the game, the level of the game or the complexity of the games to the player, right? So first of all, I find two games that are great or I use and they work quite well to interest new people. And by new people I mean my wife, that she is not interested a lot at all in wargaming, and she enjoyed playing is Necromunda, okay? And today I did the experiment with my son, and we played Kill Team, but I played the Rock Trader Kill Team, okay? So I took the miniatures, they were not painted, I did not have time to paint them, but we just take some of the miniatures from the Kill Team. We took the main character, right? We took, why not, you play, let's take the lady and and let's take the big monster, okay? And we played just in the spaceship, 6 miniatures in the Norgal side, 2 big boys, 2 medium boys, 2 small boys, just something very simple, straightforward, basic rules. And on the other side, we put the boss, the one that is like an engineer, then the medic, and 2 more guys, the assassin and another guy with a big gun. And we put the puppy just as a fun touch, right? And he really enjoyed. But the point that was important, and the thing that is very important, there are two things that you have to take into account when you are trying to introduce new people in the game. First, minimize the stops as much as possible, okay? If a rule you don't remember or you are not clear about, unless he is very interested and you really need to know that, try to skip the rule, okay? Play basic rules, play very basic. Try to make the game dynamic, as minimum stops as possible during the game. Don't spend time looking at the rules, especially if you have kids in front. Kids will not have passion that you spend 10 minutes or 5 minutes looking for a rule. They will get passion, they will lose interest, the game is over, okay? So this is one of the most important things. When you play with kids, first of all, don't lose time looking the rules when you are playing. Second, play very basic rules. Start very basic, that they can understand what is the dynamic of the game. And I did the same for Necromunda. Just let me put the example today on Kill Team. So on Kill Team we used the movement, we use initiative because I think it's quite interesting. Of course we use the movement, we use shooting, and we use close combat, full stop. No moral, we did not use cars, not stratagems, not command points, nothing of the other things. Maybe this is not balancing the game at all, we are not concerned on balancing the game at this point, okay? We are teaching the game in a point. So I wanted to go really basic. And this is one of the things that is very important. Sometimes when we want to introduce someone in the game, we want to introduce all the 100 rules we have in the game. This is a mistake. Really, unless the person is really into the game. Unless for example, you're trying to introduce me to another game. Okay, then for me, I will have the passion, I will understand, I'm into wargaming. But if this person is not into wargaming, if this person is maybe in board gaming, maybe in computer game, and is showing some interest, go to the most basic elements, okay? Of course, don't use advanced rules, not at all. Try to find a system that is easy, and try to make try to put easy things. Another thing that works very well in Kill Team, very well in Kill Team and in Necromunda, is having these cards, the cards with the profiles. If you have to look these profiles into the book, into a table, it's a pain, right? If you have one card per model, per unit, something like that, this is making the game so much easier. You have everything in front of you, and this is why also the other point is minimize the number of elements. Don't put too many minutes at the first time. Try to go very small. Try to make, if you are trying to teach, let me put an example. Imagine that you want to introduce someone to 40k, okay? Use 3-4 units maximum, okay? Something that is going to be equivalent to 500 points, something like that. If you want to add some interest, put 1 character, 2 infantry units, 1 vehicle. The same on each side, and play with that. Of course, if one side is Marines and the other one is Imperial Guard, you take the Imperial Guard normally, and the other one will take the Marines. So something very easy, straightforward. Don't look if it's compensated or not. Just take something like that, okay? If one is Marines, then the Imperial Guard can have instead of 2, 3, 4 units, right? But you understand the point. Try to be balanced, but don't lose the time counting points. Then, if it's possible, make cars where the person have the profile of each unit in front of him, and play on a small table, on a table where the action will happen fast, and he can see how you shoot, how you do close combat, and how you move. Okay, or I would say in the right order: how you move, how you shoot. Don't put secret powers. It's not adding value the first time you play. It's not adding value at all when you try to learn the mechanics. I don't use the leadership. And 40k you can use leadership, is quite straightforward. But in Necromunda and in Kill Team, the first times we played, we have not used the morale, okay, the leadership. This makes the game interesting. You explain what is the objective of the game, try to find some objectives that it makes sense, or just kill each other, count the turns, play, and just wrap up at the end of the battle. And that's all. Make a game, and try to make a game that is lasting. I think the Kill Team, we really playing because I spend more time than, so I prepare everything for my son. He was doing other things, so I didn't want to bother him in preparing anything, because if he's losing 30 minutes preparing the table and putting all the elements and so on, he's losing interest. When we want to start, he's already tired of the game. Okay, try to make a game that is lasting between 30 to 1 hour the first time. 30 minutes to 1 hour. And I think for me, this is how I'm learning that is the way to introduce new people that is not into the hobby. And this is the most important thing, okay? What I'm talking here is to introduce people that is new to the hobby. Maybe they were not interested, and you want to show how this game, how this works, or what is this about, okay? If you start adding some complex rules, the people does not understand anything, this will make the people, they maybe play with you to the end as a compromise, but it will not engage people. The other thing I realized, and maybe it's quite stupid, but I realized really the new profiles of 40k are much clever than what we used to have before with the tables. And I'm talking here about the ballistic skill and the weapon skill. For veteran players, this change was almost irrelevant, right? Most of the people say, why this change, why this simplification? But today when I was playing with my son and I told him, look at your card, okay? Tell me what you have in BS. He was able to say 4+. Okay, you roll and you have to roll 4+. Straightforward. I use the minimum. I try to minimize as well the elements of a scenario. Try to minimize modifiers. I explain some of the modifiers. When you are wounded, you just have a -1, or you have to add +1, so the 4+ will become 5+. But really try to go easy, fast, and you can. And then once the person starts understanding the mechanics, add complexity step by step. Okay. The next time we are going to start introducing what is leadership, what is the morale. Then we can introduce the cars. But to be fair, if you have a kid like that is quite dynamic, like my son, and can get bored easily, minimize all these peripheral elements, I will call it. I think just introducing the morale next time will be more than enough. And he's enjoying. He does not need more complexity to play. This is also maybe one of the last points I want to talk here. When you're playing with your mates, with your family, add the complexity that you like. Because something is writing in the rules, you don't need to use it. If you think that the cars are fun for me, right? Most of the people will like. But if you think that something is not adding value to your games, don't use it. It's easy as that. You are not obliged to use all the rules. You are not obliged to play the game as it is in the rule book. You will be obliged if you are in a tournament, but if you are not in a tournament and you don't have the objective to play competitively, adapt the game to your needs. Okay, adapt the game to what you need, and especially this is always especially when you are teaching people that is not into the hobby. Adapt the game, simplify the game, pick the rules that will show how the game plays, and you always have time to add complexity later on if the person keeps interest in the game. If the person is saying, oh, this game is too simple, I would like, then you can explain, okay, there are more rules that you can add later on. Okay, but the first objective of your first game, second game, is to show the dynamic of the game, to show how the game is played, to show the basic rules and add complexity later on. So this will be one advice, and I think it worked quite well for me today when I was playing the first Kill Team Rock Trader game with my son. That's all for now. I hope you find this chat interesting. I hope you like it. And please leave in the comment below. Let me know what are your experiences when you try to introduce new people into the hobby. I'm looking forward to know more from you, to have more ideas. And of course, we always try to learn more and more. And one of the aims of me in the hobby is try to introduce new people into the hobby, try to expand the hobby to newcomers. So we always have to be careful with that, make the game enjoyable as possible, simplify the game, and the most important thing is that the other person is having a good time. That's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.